Well, here we are. It's 2021. It's a whole brand new year, and we're with Georgia Nicols, who's going to give us some insight into the 12 signs and what's in store for each of the signs. What we're going to do is we're going to start with the first four. We're going to start with Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer.
Absolutely.
And also, just to let you know that if you want a much deeper, in-depth, and monthly interpretation, you can go to Georgia's website, www.georgianicols.com, and get her annual forecast for 2021. And it's also available on Kindle now. So without further ado, Georgia, fill us in.
Okay, thanks, Kelly. Okay, as usual, I'm just showing you that I look at a wheel. I look at this wheel, and that's why I keep looking down and frowning or grinning, depending on what's happening.
We like the grins. We like the grins.
And I even might refer to this wheel. This is last year. Ooh. Okay, that was last year. So bad. So bad, so bad, so bad. Okay, we're going to start with Aries. Aries. Well, the first thing I have to say about Aries is that life will get so much easier for you this year, mainly because it was so hard and so demanding for you last year. Last year, I'm looking at last year now. Last year, there was this heavy, heavy duty scene happening sort of at 12 o'clock high in your chart. And furthermore, Mars, your own ruler, was in your sign for the last 6 months of the year, which is most unusual. That has not happened since 1988. And in one way, it was good because it would give you a lot of energy. But the other thing was, it was blocking. It was like at odds with what was happening at the top of your chart. So there was a lot of difficulties. We'll just say that. There was a lot of difficulties. And all of that is gone. Not only is that gone, but this year, both Jupiter and Saturn, we've all heard of the Great Conjunction, and it was and is, they are now in a sign that is 60 degrees away from you. It's just like the second sign over, like, and that is very favorable. So it means that life will flow more easily for you. It will be an excellent year for you to make plans. Money is very favored for you because Jupiter is sort of smiling on you, and Jupiter is wealth. Friends, definitely, friends will help you. You will be more popular this year. You might join clubs, groups, and associations. However, there will be another influence that is very serious and make you think twice. So you don't want to spread yourself too thin, but you will be very idealistic. And this is your chance to strengthen areas of your life so that you are ready for the future. Saturn is going to help you do this. It is a time of achievement, and it is a time of recognition. It's a very good year for you, Aries. Now we move into Taurus.
Right on.
Taurus. Well, Taurus, I don't think Taurus had it as bad as some other signs last year because they had some support from the earth. But let's face it, Taurus could be an Aries rising. I mean, they could be Libra rising, right, Kelly? I mean, so you could see that, in other words, any one of the 12 signs could still have a terrible time because they had other stuff happening in their chart. Now, for Taurus, this is a very good year because this grand conjunction takes place at the very top of your chart. So now we see this is your chance to, I always say in my columns, put your name up in lights. You will get promotions. You will get kudos. Some of your cherished dreams will come true. You might get married. You might graduate. You might have a baby, but it'll be something that's special that makes you feel proud. Obviously, you might get a promotion or start your own business. It could be something very career-oriented or very personal. You will be confident this year, too. And it's also important to know that because your career is so favored this year, you have a chance to change your career. Now, if you change your career, you're not going to get all the promotions and everything, but you could this year change to maybe something that would be related to healing or medicine or the law or higher education or even working in travel. And meanwhile, you are also entering, and this is a lovely thing, you're entering your time of harvest. This is a 30-year transit. So it means that your responsibilities are serious. It's not, you're not sloughing off with all this success. But it is a time where the seeds that you have planted are coming to fruition. So for most people, that's a good thing. It isn't always. It will be a time where you will see your failures. If you do see some failures, cut your losses fast. Don't dwell on this, move on. Right. Very strong for you. Now, we're moving into Gemini.
Gemini.
Gemini really is laughing. They're the first of the air signs. So obviously all the air signs are really going to thrive this year because the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction is taking place in air. It's going to be staying there in air. And these are powerful planets to work in conjunction with your own sun sign. So you might feel, Gemini, that you can just kick back and relax this year because life is going to be so easy. It's kind of going to be fun and like, hey, I'm popular. Furthermore, your health will be very good and you'll be feeling very creative and you'll want to travel. You can do so many things. I would advise you, don't waste this blessing. Don't waste it. Use it because it's not always so easy to have things going your way. For example, one of the things most definitely that Geminis can do right now is expand their consciousness. They can explore new ideas, new concepts, maybe even political ideas, spiritual ideas, but they can grow. I also see that this is a time for you that you are getting performance ready because in about 2 years, you are coming into your time of fruition and a time of harvest. So it would be good to take courses or classes or get more technologically savvy. I can hardly say that word. Okay, let alone be savvy. And so get ready so that you are ready for, in other words, as ready as you are is going to be as well as you shine, right? So you want to get there. And incidentally, you can also build your physical strength. So it really is a time to get performance ready. And now we have the last one in this little segment, Cancer. Cancer, there are 4 signs that I think had it the hardest last year, and that's Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, without question Capricorn. But Cancer too, because Cancer is opposite all of that. And Mars was squaring you too. Weirdly, Mars was at the top of your chart. So in many ways, sometimes it helped you, it revved you up, it gave you grit, and it made you ambitious, but at least it also made you hang in there. And you are the most tenacious sign in the zodiac. You'll be very happy to hear that this year, money looks good. I would never kid you about money. Some of you might get an inheritance. You might get money back from the government. You might get money from your partner. Your partner might earn more money. You might even get the use of something that somebody else owns. In other words, you will benefit from the wealth and resources of others. Obviously, this is a very good year for you to go to the bank for a loan or a mortgage. And ironically, I hate to say this, but we've got to cover all bases. You might need to do so because another influence is showing that some of the resources that you have been relying on in the past are going to be cut off or removed. So maybe you had a renter who was staying with you and now the renter moves out, or maybe you run out of a scholarship, or maybe a partnership has ended and now you're not getting that support financially or practically that you used to get. So fortunately, money will come to you anyway. And now I see that your probably, I would say, greatest challenge this year is that you are going to have to learn to live with the values of others. And it means that literally what that says. In other words, you may not agree with these values and they don't agree with yours, and yet there you are. It could be your kids, it could be a working partnership, it could be a family member, but this is your learning curve, I would just say, your learning curve. But anyhow, the money's coming. That'll help.
That's good. That's good. Right on. So that finishes our first little segment with Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. So stay tuned for the next signs. And don't forget to log on to georgianicols.com and get your in-depth report for 2021.
I will say too, that in these in-depth reports, these long, the ones that I'm telling,
the annual forecast.
They have the 12, I've done 12 monthly as well. They're including these monthly horoscopes, which are longer than you would ever get in any monthly column. So in other words, there's a lot of information.
They're pretty thorough. They're pretty thorough. Okay, right on. To be continued.